Hey, what's up? I'm Ga. Today we're in Outerplane, and then call me crazy, but I could have sworn that the game did its updates on Tuesday, as in like Monday maintenance going into Tuesday. But yeah, apparently not this time. Either that or I'm just crazy. But here we have the update, the patch notes provided to us directly from the devs or GM Proxon. It's very nice. I just want to say to actually have notes about everything that's going on in the game. Personally, I love this. So let's go over the update, and then I got some other news that I want to share with you guys. Some of it's quite exciting, and I am definitely looking forward to this patch and the future of this game. Just a quick disclaimer though, there's not really a whole lot going on this patch. There's not going to be like any sort of big events or anything like that. It's going to be kind of a chill couple of weeks where players get to like catch up on stuff that they've been neglecting, or catch up on grinding, or start saving for the future, because there is a lot of stuff that is right on the brink of coming out. So for this update, we get a new character, Steropy. So she is going to be a dark defender, and I am incredibly happy about this because I think the light and dark elements are very not just underrepresented, but like not very well fleshed out. And having new characters into both of those elements is fantastic. It's great for the game. Let's go ahead and take a look at her animations and her skill set real quick.
I'm the lightning disciple, Steropy Reflect Light. What would you say about joining me in driving those filthy fiends from our land?
I would say gladly, given your outfit. I'm already seeing 3 good reasons to summon for this character.
Even the mightiest wave will break upon me. Not a survivor in sight. Good job.
Very nice, very nice. And that little video is provided straight from the Outerplane YouTube channel. If you haven't already, go sub to them. They have an event going on right now where the more subs they get, the more freebies we get in game. So definitely worth it to go and subscribe to that channel. So like I said, Steropy is going to be a dark defender with a sweeper subclass. The other defender we have with this subclass is going to be Veronica. So you can expect somewhat similar stats, I would imagine, from this character. So her Skill 1 is called Shatter, and at level 5, if she has a buff before attacking, she gets an additional attack and something called Divine Retribution, which is going to increase the damage dealt by all of her allies by 4%, and it stacks up to 15 times. So this is just a raw damage increase. This isn't like a attack increase. This isn't a crit damage increase. This is just whatever damage they were doing, now they're doing more damage. And damage percent buffs are always going to be insane. Her burst for this skill, her level 3 burst gives 5 stacks of Divine Retribution, which is insane. Also increases her speed, and she can do 1 more weakness gauge damage, which is good. So her skill 2, I believe, is a passive. So at the start of turn, she is going to grant Karanos to allies and enemies for 3 turns at the start of battle. And if it's level 5, she also reduces the duration of enemy buffs when an enemy counterattacks, uses revenge, or agile response. And one of my guildmates, I believe it's Lululin, went and checked. Revenge and agile response are not exclusive to Stella and Tio. They are things that the game calls in those characters' kits. So it is highly possible, or potentially possible, that characters in the future also get revenge or agile response in their kits, which makes Steropy a very future-proof character, which is great. And on top of that, it also triggers when an enemy counterattacks, so anyone using counter set, this is a good thing for that. Now, Keranos, I want to touch on really quickly. This skill is kind of a double-edged sword. It reduces healing received by 50%. So that's going to be applied to both the enemy team and to your team. It's great against stall teams in PvP. It's good against any sort of enemy boss that might want to heal themselves. But it also affects your team, which could be bad if you need a healer on your team and you need a lot of healing. This is going to reduce the healing that you receive for your characters by 50%, just as much as it's going to affect the enemy team. Now, if you're not running a healer, or if you're in content where you don't need very much healing, this is almost entirely one-sided on your opponent. Alright, so her ult. So at level 5, it increases the accuracy and effectiveness for all allies for 3 turns, reduces skill cooldowns for the ally with the highest attack by 2. So this is very similar to what K can do, and it's absolutely fantastic. Like, being able to increase accuracy, effectiveness, and reduce skill cooldowns, this skill right here is bonkers. I see a lot of potential for this skill. So her chain skill, she's an exclusive starter. After attacking, she reduces the skill cooldowns of all allies by 1 turn. This character has so much utility just wrapped up into her kit, and it's phenomenal. Her dual attack deals damage proportional to her own health, which is fine. Nothing out of the ballpark or crazy out of this world or anything. It's fine. But just her buffing and supporting potential is absolutely insane, just on paper from what I can see so far. And moving forward, I see nothing but good for this character. So she is a dark defender right off the bat. It basically secures her a spot in light guild raid boss fights. So if you don't know, a lot of or pretty much every guild boss that I've fought at least, recommends that you bring a defender to your team. Otherwise, the boss gets additional effects on their attacks, which can really hurt you. So being a dark defender means she's an easy slot in to a guild light boss. We also have some special investigations coming soon that will be light and dark, and she might be incredibly viable in the light special investigation, but we'll have to wait and see for that. Alright, so next up, Leo is here. He's being rerun right alongside Steropy. So Leo is a absolute menace in PvP right now. You either love him, you hate him, both. This man is one of the defining characters at the moment in PvP, simply for his ult, which grants invincibility for his team for a turn. He also has a really annoying to deal with evasion boost on his skill 2. And if you just like the character, now is a good time to go ahead and pick him up. So, we're also getting Steropy's side story, which is good. That gives players a way to, increase her stars, take her to 4, 5, 6 star if they want to over time. We got the little bit of a slow grind right there. So Skyward Tower is getting its hard difficulty this patch. Now, you can only access it once you've cleared floor 100 on normal difficulty. There's only going to be 15 floors this time around, and progress will not be reset once every month like normal difficulty. So what this means is this is one and done content. It looks like they're going to make this much harder. You know, it is hard mode, but it looks like they're going to make it even harder because they have a little note here that says when placing heroes in your team, certain restrictions might apply. So that could be anything from like fire characters only, or you need to have a ranger on your team in order to start the floor. Could be anything. But based on this last little bullet point here, I am going to assume that there's going to be some really nice things in the hard tower. It says you can acquire things like Gluenite and Transit Stones, which is great for me because I am unable to really farm out all of the stage 11 and 12 special investigations at the moment. So hopefully they include something like a refined Gluenite in there as well. That would be very nice. We got a new Battle Pass coming. If you want to take a look at all the Battle Pass goodies, you can check out the official update page. But this time around, there is not going to be a costume for a character, or at least a new costume, which is interesting, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So we got some new packs for the Steropy shop, or Steropy release, and if you're a whale, or if you want to check out some of these things here, definitely go check those out. It looks pretty standard from what I can tell based on, you know, comparisons to previous updates. However, one thing I thought was really interesting is that they nerfed the Upgrade Stone Fragment Selection packs. So before, you can take a look here, they changed it from, you know, being able to get like 300 pieces to 30 pieces. So that's I don't know. There's a little note here that says this package has materials to upgrade one hero fully, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see what that looks like in game. Because based on the numbers that I see on the screen, this looks like a nerf to the pack overall. Now, here's just a table of all the packs that they have, but they are making the costumes less exclusive. So even though we're not getting a new costume in the Battle Pass, they are bringing back all of the costumes, and it looks like they're going to be permanent. So if you missed out on any costumes for one of your favorite characters, they are coming back. And they added in a preview for the costumes, so you can actually see what the character, like their in-game model, looks like in that costume, and not just some splash art for it. So I think that's great. That's definitely a step forward, if you ask me. They're bringing back the welcome recruitment packages. If you had already bought those, now you can buy those again. They're adding professional skill manuals to the resource shop for 600 ether once a week. I don't think that's worth it, if you ask me. But yeah, they also, they have some bug fixes and some other just quality of life improvements. I'm not going to get into it. If you want to check it out, definitely check out the official notes page. But that's as far as update news goes. Now for in-game news, so I have just some news about some things that will be changing, I guess. And I guess before I jump into the actual game to show you something that I'm kind of excited about, I want to share some community news with you guys. So This is straight from the Cress Discord server. If you guys don't know, Cress is currently the #1 guild in the game. Like, they've been consistently #1 in raids for every raid that we've had. And I'm not going to read this whole thing to you, but essentially they are going to be stepping down based on what I've read here. They've had some members leave the game for various reasons. I'm not going to get into any drama here. This is simply informative video. I don't want any drama. I'm just simply letting you guys know that from what I can read here, Cress is stepping down from being a hyper-competitive guild to being a semi-competitive guild. Now, does that mean that they're not going to be #1 anymore? Not necessarily. It just means that they won't be trying as hard, I guess, or concerned with, constantly pushing their members for the #1 spot, which will be interesting. Maybe guild raids will be a little bit more competitive now, but maybe they won't. Who knows? We'll find out. So, the last thing on today's agenda. You know how I mentioned Steropy potentially being good in future special investigations? Well, they kind of snuck this into the game. And shoutouts to Exis Network for pointing this out, because I didn't know this was already in here until I watched their video. And if you're not subscribed to them, definitely give them a shot. They put out a lot more Outerplane content than I do, because they also have more members creating content for their channel. And, I'm just one guy doing 1 or 2 videos a week, working around my work schedule and my kids, my family, and all that kind of stuff. But thank you, Exis, for pointing this out. We have penetration set. Yes. So, that's not the only one. 6-star penetration set and 6-star AP generation set are coming in the future. Whether they'll be tied to the light special investigation, the dark special investigation, or if the light and dark are going to be merged together, we don't know. But we do know that we will have a 6-star penetration set in the future. And if you guys don't know, penetration is an absolutely insane stat. It is one of the best ways to boost your raw damage. So having a full armor set in the game for this, and you combine this with a penetration necklace, you're gonna get some crazy numbers. And from what I can tell, if you're building a DPS, this is going to be the go-to set for raw damage. Now, speed set is obviously still going to be incredibly good. Other damaging sets like attack or crit damage sets are all still going to be good, but this one definitely stands out in my mind as probably the best DPS set. Now, assuming you can roll enough speed on the set and like your necklace and your weapon and stuff to hit the speed that you want, it's going to be insane. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. Especially as they start releasing more and more difficult content where things just keep getting bulkier. Maybe even next raid season is a defense boost, and you might want some penetration for that. So definitely keep your eye out for this, prep for it, make sure you guys have enough, stamina and materials saved up to grind these stages out and to upgrade this armor when it drops. But with that said, I think that's about going to do it for the video. So we'll see you in the next one. Peace.